Welcome to the Voice of Many podcast show with Yolanda and Vanessa.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining our show. This is the session where we come back with our guests after their interview and have our table talk time, where we're talking about general topics from things that are going on, local and not so local, personal and not so personal. So today we have just wrapped up our session with Morena and Jose, and they're going to share some ideas, information as far as how they keep their relationship together and full of spark during COVID. Hello, guys.
Hello.
Jose, you were starting to give us a little bit of information there. I'll let you go ahead and take it from here.
Yeah, I mean, for us, like, is there a secret? I don't know that there's a secret. I mean, we've always been together, not as much, obviously, now. But we had our challenges, when we first got married. I lost my job when the baby came, started. So we had our trials and tribulations early on. I think, you have two choices when those things happen. You either get stronger, or you fall apart, and we just got stronger. The babies came and things just got, how would I say? I can't say better, but the relationship grew stronger. And I think now, now definitely we again, we have our challenges, but you kind of have to put things into perspective, put the most important things first. Yeah, we're busy, but, put God first, put your family first, and then everything else. Try to spend as much time as possible, if we can, outside of the house, take the kids out and, backyard sometime. And just kind of put everything into its place. You can't let things get you down. You kind of have to realize what's important in life, and that's your family, and start from there. God first, family after that, and when things get rough, put it in His hands and just go. You can't really worry about tomorrow. I read a great quote the other day. It said, how are you going to worry about tomorrow? You don't even know what's going to happen tomorrow.
True.
That's taking energy from you today. So concentrate on today, and life will bring what life brings tomorrow. When tomorrow gets here, we'll deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what we've been doing. Day by day, we deal with it. Now we have a business that certainly keeps us busy. But again, I think it all comes to, what kind of foundation you've built from the very beginning. It hasn't always been, I would say, castles in the sky. We've had our rough patches and, marriage. And, we had our oldest one went through a health crisis that I think this last week was the 7th anniversary. We almost lost her. And that was, talk about a rough time. Right around there, I lost my job when Annabelle got sick as well. So, it all kind of hit at the same time. Like I said, but you build that foundation, and when the good times come, you enjoy it. When the bad times come, you surf right through them.
And now during with the pandemic, we all here 24 hours a day. The girls still in school, so I stay busy a lot in the kitchen. So on Sundays is when I spend more, or we both spend more time with them. We do church through Zoom. So that's 2 hours that we spend with the kids there. Then we also do some gardening. We started planting herbs. So that's something that we do with the kids, and we do as a family, actually, and that's pretty fun.
Now we learn how to make pesto sauce.
Yeah, my husband made pesto for the first time, beautiful, harvesting our own basil. So that's pretty neat. And
It's learning how to do things. Keep your mind busy. There are days where you want to sit down and binge watch Netflix. That's fine. There's time for that.
Mm-hmm.
But you also now have plenty of time to meditate and all the things, to take all the skills. We started a business. I never thought I would be gardening and doing pesticides. I had no idea.
my daughter,
I couldn't take the lettuce. I can't tell you lettuce from cucumbers. But
I can.
now I can.
My daughter planted. One of them planted cucumbers, and it's coming along really nice. The other one planted eggplant, and it's beautiful.
Looking beautiful.
It's looking beautiful. So that's some of the things that we do. I do want to take more time off to spend, time with them. So trying to figure out what day of the week we can take away from the kitchen and spend more time together.
Yeah, and even when we're working, we try to spend time with them. They come in, they help us clean, they help us bake, they help us cook. And we're spending the time together. At the same time, they're picking up valuable life skills. So
and we're not driving each other crazy.
No.
You would think, because spending 24 hours a day.
Yeah, you would, but
it's not bad.
I think we're kind of being prepared for this. I mean, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I guess the couple of times I lost my job and I was in for a year. I got laid up. I think it was 2 weeks after my oldest one was born. It was in the middle of the economic crisis, and I don't know. I think just little by little, I think we put all of those experiences into practice.
That's good.
So now all of the things we learned, we put it into practice now, and they it bear fruit. It really did. We're not. Well, I can't say we're not. We do have our days where I'm going to go to the garage and work on my thing. That's my garage that I've organized 15 times. But,
but I have to say, I love that. When it started getting busier, like a few months ago,
a couple of months ago,
it was crazy for me. I was doing the baking, I was doing the messaging, the cake consultation, and it was just getting too much.
Mm-hmm.
So I told my husband, I was like, okay, babe, you got to do a little more than just cleaning and sanitizing. I need help. So, now I'm getting a lot more help from him. The kid still cleans, but, he's in the kitchen. He spends more time with me in the kitchen. And I'm not screaming at him to leave me alone. But, so I sit down and decorate, and he helps me out. He's actually a good baker, by the way.
I'm picking up these stuff.
Carrot cake, I tell you that much. So I think that's some good time that we're spending together, and I think it's making us a little stronger too as a couple.
Yeah, definitely. Don't binge watch too much TV. Definitely do new things.
TV, what's that?
Yeah, I know. On the TV, I don't think it's probably been 3 months.
I miss my shows.
But doing activities together, you'll be surprised how fast the time passes. And again, challenge yourself to do new things that you haven't done before, even things that might make you a little bit uncomfortable. Get the mind moving, get the brain going, and do them together.
As a family.
Do it as a family. Do them as a family, and that it helps. It helps a lot.
He had my daughter help him do. We did my pantry, and
well, she was doing the painting and
she was doing the painting.
The whole
my oldest. I took a video actually.
You turned it into a little handyman.
I think you're also building memories together, for the kids in the future, and that means a lot. Really means
Definitely.
A lot.
Yeah, they like. I'm not gonna say love. They like spending time with us. And my oldest one now, she's 10, so she's at that age where she's is growing up and things that she knows. Starting to think she knows everything. It's a balance where, yes, they have their responsibilities, but at the same time, they need their own time to do what they like to do.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know,
you gotta have a balance.
You gotta have a balance.
Hey, there you go.
They don't like me very much. I
love you.
They're good. They're good.
Oh, babe. Right.
I think too, with a lot of what's going on nowadays with COVID, family becomes a very important thing. You realize how much time you do have with each other and how special it is, because we never know, it could be too late.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's things are changing quickly. They're changing fast, and I actually give up listening to the news because it's just depressing.
Yes.
So unless it's extremely important, I try not to. And I can't say that it made me happy, but my stress level's definitely gone down.
Yes. We definitely agree.
And it just came a point where I said, you know what, I'm not going to worry about what's going out there and just concentrate on my family being well and our day to day, and what happens. That's it. You like I said, you put things in God's hand and let Him sort it out.
That's exactly what I had to tell myself yesterday, because it was the first time in about a week that I watched TV. And when I watched it, it looked like everything just fell apart. And I was like, you know what? I'm cutting this off. I'm leaving this in God's hands. This is God's world, not man's world. I'm going to leave it where it's at.
Yeah, and that's it. And, you got to go back to you have to go back to the basics, and that's your family, and that's what you can. The only thing that we have some sort of control of is what we do and how we react to situations, and the rest of the stuff just let it be, and just concentrate on what we can control and the things that we can fix, and take it from there. And I can tell you, my blood pressure's down maybe 15 points since I started watching the news.
Oh, mine too. I couldn't sleep. I was so stressed.
She was always stressed. She couldn't sleep. I mean, now I think she's so tired she can't.
Yeah, no, I don't know what. I don't have time to think anymore.
Every time she lays in bed, she's out like 2 minutes later.
Yeah, right.
Definitely, it again, it's family. I mean, we do miss our family, the grandmas that can't, they call me every day.
Mm-hmm.
That's
the hard part about it,
They're only 2 hours away, but, we stay, we don't go out, and it's hard. I miss my mom.
They're close to their grandmas. They're close to their grandmas, and, my mom cleans houses. Mm-hmm. That's her business. So even if she wants to, she's not going to come. Because, she's afraid, I'm out in people's houses. I don't know what they're doing and cleaning. And, I get something, I'm not going to give it to the girl. So she's self-isolated.
Yeah.
And, she's like, if I see them, it's going to be from a distance. But I know my mom, and she's not going to want to see them from a distance.
No.
She wants to give them a hug and kiss them and keep them home. So, again, it's just, you have to make sacrifices, but, what's the sacrifices? You give up something now for something better tomorrow. True. That's what a sacrifice is. So and we just have to make them now.
Yeah.
Hopefully things get better.
So true.
Yeah. It's like, I don't only have to think about my family now. I'm baking, cooking for the public, so I have to be extra careful as well. And that's the reason why I don't let people in, because just gotta be careful.
Yeah. No, we had friends that visited us not long ago, and they were out of the park. I'm like, sorry guys, but you can't come in.
Yeah.
We'll see you from outside and say hi, but you can't. Sorry. We love you.
I'm sorry.
We'll do Zoom sometime, but can't do that. I travel for my job locally, and we've been home for the most part. I work in the construction industry, and even us. I mean, we've taken so many steps. Like you know what, I don't go into the trailers. We have site trailers, and, you know, we meet people outside and things like that, and, you know, just be extra careful, you know, it's not just you know, I don't want to catch it, and I don't want to give it to anybody.
Right.
It's as simple as that.
Because that's what's happening. A lot of people, they're not thinking about others, you know. But
yeah, no, it's
helpful.
You know, in my industry, you know, we've had cases of people that, you know, went to work, they knew they had it, but unfortunately, a lot of people, it's not just that they don't want to, they're not listening. It's just they have to make the decision of whether I have to go to work, I have to feed my family, but I'm sick. So what do I do? Do I stay home and starve for 2 weeks, or do I try to push it out and, you know, make a few extra bucks to feed my family? And, yeah, that's a tough situation to be in.
Yeah,
you know,
then you have those companies too that where they make you feel guilty if you think that you're sick or you've been exposed to, you know, around someone that has it, to where they say, well, regardless, you take your test and you need to come on back to work, you know. So
yeah, you do have those extremes, you know. I've heard of people doing that, and it's like, hey, you know, you're putting that person at risk, you're putting all your employees at risk.
Yeah.
You know, and it's you know, it's tough for everybody. You know, it's tough for the employee and it's tough for the company. I can't, you know, I get to see it both ways. So, you know, everybody's having to make some very difficult decisions.
Oh.
You know, it's tough either way. So it's just, you know, what do you do?
Yeah.
I'm just happy I'm home and able to do what I'm doing and, you know, spend time with my family and keep them safe at the same time. So
And I think that's part of why I think we took this opportunity. It's like, well, we're home, we're doing this, might as well start the business.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's something we always wanted to do. I think.
Comer con Google anyway.
Yeah. So might as well just kick it into high gear and see what happens. And, you know, it worked out. Again, it's just do new things and try new things and take those risks. And sometimes you take a shot in the dark and it works.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, you never know. But you won't know unless you try.
So true. So true. Well, thank you both so very much for coming on the show, being a part of our show, and allowing listeners to come into your home and to hear your story. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
No,
thank you for having us.
Really, really enjoyed it.
Oh, thank you.
And to our listeners, you too.
Thank you, everyone.
You're so welcome.
And to our listeners, thank you for listening to the Voices Many podcast. If you have any questions or suggestions, please contact us on our many social media web pages. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and we hope to talk to you later.